In this question, we're told there's 28 students in a class and each student is going to receive 225 milliliters of orange juice. So let me write milliliters down. And you'll see it written as ml. And the teacher has 8 liters to start with. So let me write the word liter. And I want you to know if you're going from a liter to a milliliter, you have to multiply or times by 1,000. And if you're going backwards or doing the opposite or the inverse, so from a milliliter to a liter, you divide by 1,000. And if you can learn this, it's very useful. So the teacher has 8 liters to start with. So 8 liters is going to be how many milliliters? And what did we say? If you go from a liter to a milliliter, you simply multiply by 1,000. So I need to do 8 times 1,000. So let me write this here, 8 times 1,000. Now, what's the rule for multiplying a whole number by either 10, 100 or 1,000? So what you do is you write the whole number down first, and then however many zeros you have, you add those at the end. So it becomes 8,000 milliliters. So 8 liters is 8,000 milliliters. So we have a jug here. I'll give it a flat base so it doesn't fall over. And it has 8,000 milliliters of orange juice. Now the teacher gives every student 225 milliliters. So there's your glass. And the teacher's going to pour in 225 milliliters for 28 students. Now, how much orange juice do the students drink? So the calculation we need is 28 students times 225 milliliters. And that's what we want. So what we'll do this using the grid method. So I'm going to partition or split 28 up into 2 tens, which is 20, and 8 ones or 8 units, which is 8. Now, what I do is I partition 225. So there's 200s, which is 200. 2 tens, which is 20. And 5 ones or 5 units, which is 5. My first calculation is 20 times 200. As before, what I'm going to do is hide these 2 zeros and this 0. So all I've got to do is 2 times 2, which is 4. Now watch this, I carefully bring back 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. Now I've got 20 times 20. Again, hide the 0, hide the 0. 2 times 2 is 4. And I simply bring back 1, 2 zeros. And finally, I do 20 times 5. Again, I can hide the 0. So I've got 2 times 5, which is 10. And I bring this 0 back. So 20 times 5 is 100. Now I move on to the second row. So it's 8 times 200. Again, I hide the 2 zeros. So it's 8 times 2, which is 16. And I bring 1, 2 zeros back. 1, 2. Then I do 8 times 20. I hide the 0. and I do 8 times 2, which is 16 again. And I bring this 1 0 back here. So that's 160. And finally, I do 8 times 5, which is 40. Now my next task is to simply add all these numbers. So let's start with 4,000. 4,000. Then 400. I have to be careful I put them in the right columns. And then 100. And then moving on to the second row, it's 1,600. So I have to be careful. 1,600. Then it's 160. And finally 40. Now I simply add all these together. 0 add 0 add 0 add 0 add 0 add 0 is simply 0. 0 add 0 add 0 add 0 is 0. Add 6 is 6. Add 4 is 10. So I put the 0 down here and I carry the 1 over to the next column. 0 add 4 is 4. Add 1 is 5. Add this 6 makes it 11. 11 add 1 is 12. Plus this 1 we've carried over makes it 13. So I put 3 here and I carry the 1 over. 4 add 1 is 5. Add 1 is 6. So that's my number. 1, 2, 3, comma. So this is thousands. So it's 6,300. So in total, the students have drank 6,300 milliliters. Let me just put a comma there. So the question is, we started off with 8,000 milliliters of orange juice and we've used 6,300 milliliters. How much is left? So we can do a simple column subtraction. So let me do that here. 8,000 take away 6,300. Now that's the calculation we need to do. 0 take away 0 is 0. 0 take away 0 is 0. 0 take away 3. We've not got enough. So what we have to do is go to the neighbour and borrow 1. So we cross this 8 out and it becomes 7. And the one we've borrowed turns this 0 into 10. So now this is 10. So it's 10 take away 3, which is 7. 7 take away 6, which is 1. As before, 1, 2, 3, comma. So this is our thousands. So it's 1,700 milliliters remain. Now, if you can remember these facts, it'll be very helpful.